Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup between the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies, coached by Rob Meacham, versus the Shawnee Mission North Indians, coached by Evan Brandt. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors. First from Northwest.
Hi, my name is Akshat and I'm a junior.
I'm Eva and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Adil and I'm a junior.
I'm Declan. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Cass. I'm a freshman.
And our competitors from North.
I'm Logan and I'm a junior.
I'm Brian and I'm a junior.
I'm Thomas and I'm a junior.
I'm Brian, I'm a junior.
And I'm Braden and I'm a junior.
All right, fantastic. Here on Categories in our first round, we will take turns answering questions that are placed in front of each team. And if a team responds correctly, they will, of course, earn a point for their squad. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by Shawnee Mission North. So Indians, here is the first category. It is science, specifically psychology. What sort of people have been most helpful as subjects in recent studies concerning nature versus nurture? Brian?
Identical twins.
Identical twins, very good. Back over to you, Huskies. Sports and games is the category. Multi-sport competitions have become increasingly popular across the globe. What three disciplines are contested in a traditional Ironman triathlon? Cass?
Swimming and biking.
Running, swimming, and biking. Very good. Back to you, Indians. Literature is the category. From the Big Bang to Black Holes is the subtitle of which landmark book by physicist Stephen Hawking? Brian?
The Theory of Everything.
Cannot accept Theory of Everything. Huskies, you have a chance to steal this literature category. From the Big Bang to Black Holes is the subtitle of which landmark book by physicist Stephen Hawking?
A Theory of Time and Space.
Sorry, cannot accept that either. A Brief History of Time. A Brief History of Time. Northwest, we are staying with you. Government and economics is the category. What is the primary goal of the World Bank? Time. Indians, you have a chance to steal this government and economics category. What is the primary goal of the World Bank? Brian?
To promote trade.
It's not promote trade, it's actually reducing or eliminating poverty. Indians, you do to get the next category, it is general knowledge. Ken Ryan works for the CIA and is stationed in Hungary, where virtually everyone thinks he is an English teacher at a foreign school. Such an assumed identity of a spy is called a what? Brian?
Clandestine.
Cannot accept clandestine. Huskies, you have a chance to steal this general knowledge question. Ken Ryan works for the CIA and is stationed in Hungary, where virtually everyone thinks he's an English teacher at a foreign school. Such an assumed identity of a spy is called a what? Cass?
Alias.
Not an alias, it's called a cover. A cover. Really, both of them are excellent guesses. Huskies, we are staying with you. Fine arts, specifically music. German conductor Hans von Bülow coined the phrase, the three great B's. Who were the three great B's of classical music? Declan?
Brahms, Bach, and Beethoven.
Those are the three. Back over you, Indians. Mathematics is the category. What do we call the combination of rational and irrational numbers? Brian?
Real numbers.
Real numbers. Back over to you, Northwest. Language definitions. Answer this question relating to the theme beginnings. What name is given to graduation ceremonies? Although it is the end of school, it is the beginning of a new life. Time. Indians, chance to steal this language and definitions category. Brian.
Commencement.
Commencement, very good. Indians, we are staying with you. Sports and games is now the category. In 1961, and representing Syracuse University, who was the first African American player to win the Heisman Trophy? Time. Northwest, you have a chance to steal this sports and games category. In 1961, and representing Syracuse University, who was the first African American player to win the Heisman Trophy? It was Ernie Davis. Ernie Davis, the Express. Staying with you, Northwest, literature is the category. According to legend, who was met by Robin Hood while he was crossing a creek on a fallen log? Cass?
Little John.
Little John. Back over to you, North. Government and economics is the category. The Electoral College in the United States is made up of how many electors? Brian?
535.
Cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this government and economics question. The Electoral College in the United States is made up of how many electors? .538. 538. Huskies, we are staying with you. Chemistry, science, and chemistry is the category. What word can describe either a plant, let me start over. What word can describe either a plant disease or a type of corrosion? Time. North, chance to steal this science and chemistry category. What word can describe either a plant disease or a type of corrosion? Logan?
Fungus.
Not fungus, rust. Rust. Indians, staying with you with U.S. geography. Baltimore, Maryland is the main port city on what body of water? Brian?
Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay. Back over to you, Huskies. Mathematics. Pi is defined by what ratio? Cass?
22/7.
Cannot accept that. Indians, chance to steal this mathematics category. Pi is defined by what ratio? Logan?
Circumference to radius.
I cannot accept that either. It is actually circumference divided by the diameter is what we were looking for. Indians, we are staying with you. U.S. history, specifically military history. The Sea Fencibles was the first military organization charged exclusively with coastal defense. It existed from July 26, 1813 to June 15, 1815. Named the Baltimore bombardment of September 13, 1814, that was their shining moment. Time. Northwest, chance to steal this U.S. military history question. The Sea Fencibles was the first military organization charged exclusively with coastal defense. It existed from July 26, 1813 to June 15, 1815. Named the Baltimore bombardment of September 13, 1814, that was their shining moment. It was the attack on Fort McHenry. Fort McHenry, Star Spangled Banner. All right, here we go. Northwest, you're gonna get the next category, which is current events. National Security Advisor John Bolton promised that U.S. troops would not leave which country until ISIS is contained and the safety of Kurds is guaranteed. Eva.
Afghanistan.
I'm sorry, cannot accept Afghanistan. Indians, chance to steal. Brian?
Syria.
It is Syria. North, we are staying with you. Fine arts, painting is the category. The small town depicted in Vincent van Gogh's painting Saint-Rémy-de-Provence is in south of France. Van Gogh painted this work while he was a patient at St. Paul de Massol, a psychiatric hospital in St. Remy. Name this famous painting. Brian?
Oh, Starry Night.
Very good. Yes, Starry Night. Back over to you, Northwest. General knowledge is the category. Famous around the world, Morocco leather traditionally comes from which farm animal? Cass?
A goat.
It comes from the goat.
Wow.
North, Coming back to you, vocabulary. A word that describes a talent for finding delightful things unexpectedly comes from the story about three princes of old Ceylon who had this gift. What is that word? Logan?
Optimism.
It is not optimism. Northwest, you have a chance to steal this vocabulary category. A word which describes a talent for finding delightful things unexpectedly comes from the story about three princes of old Ceylon who had this gift. What is the word? Eva?
Serendipity.
Serendipity, very good. Huskies, staying with you. The next category is U.S. history presidents. Who was the second U.S. president to choose? Akshat?
John Adams.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. North, you have a chance to steal this U.S. history president's question. Who was the second U.S. president to choose not to run for a third term? Thomas Jefferson was the second one to do that. Indians, we are staying with you. Current events is the category. NASA released photos of the furthest object ever explored called Ultima Thule, and it looks like a giant what? Thomas?
Asteroid.
I can accept asteroid. Northwest, you have a chance to steal this current event question. NASA released photos of the furthest object ever explored called Ultima Thule, and it looks like a giant what? Declan?
Head.
Pardon me?
Head.
No, it looks like a giant snowman. I think that's their words, not mine. All right, here we go. Huskies, staying with you. U.S. geography and landmarks. Spanning the East River, it was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1964. Name this landmark. Time. Indians, chance to steal this U.S. geography landmarks question. Spanning the East River, it was designated as a National Historic Landmark in 1964. Name this landmark. Brian?
Brooklyn Bridge.
It is the Brooklyn Bridge. North, you do get the next question. It is geography, mountain ranges. What mountain range does the Jasper-Banff Highway traverse? Brian?
The Sierra Nevada.
It is not the Sierra Nevada. Back over to you, Northwest, for a chance to steal this geography mountain ranges question. We will finish the question. What mountain range does the Jasper-Banff Highway traverse? Declan?
Appalachian.
It is not the Appalachian. It is the Canadian Rockies, or the Rockies. All right, that siren does denote the end of our first half, and we have a score of Blue Valley Northwest 5 and Shawnee Mission North 7. At this part of our program, we are going to go to a member of each team as they will give us a campus update. And first we have Eva from Northwest. What is happening with the Huskies?
Well, a lot of things. Congratulations to our Northwest Howling Husky Marching Band, who had a great trip to London over the winter break and got to march in the New Year's Day Parade and play in several venues and sightsee around. It was a great experience for everyone who had the opportunity to go. Our boys basketball team is heading into EKL play this month as one of the top teams in the city. We have only had one loss so far, and we are playing very well. No No Nanette, our musical for the year, is taking place on February 7th, 8th, and 9th. And finally, two of our regular competitors for categories, Shore and Arvind, are gone today as they are headed to the 6A State Debate Tournament in Garden City, Kansas. They are two of our top debaters, and we're expecting them to come home with some wins.
Awesome. Good stuff. A lot of great things happening. All right, and Brian, you were giving us the update for Shawnee Mission North. What is happening over on Johnson Drive?
So our Shawnee Mission North marching Indians also took a trip down to down to San Diego. They marched in the Big Balloon by the Bay Parade, and on New Year's Day, as well as played during halftime in the Holiday Bowl, where Northwestern came back and won against Utah. We also, starting up our basketball season, had a big win against Shawnee Mission East last Friday, but unfortunately lost a close nail-biter to Shawnee Mission Northwest this past Tuesday. And then our annual Booster Club Trivia Night is coming up, where John Bartel usually makes an appearance.
That's true. I usually do make an appearance. I'm actually reading the questions this year, so it's going to be a good night. Well, it should be a good night for everybody. Trivia, who doesn't enjoy trivia, right? All right, as we head into our second round, it is the lightning round on which questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. And if the team responds correctly, of course they earn a point. If they answer incorrectly, the other team, once again, will get a chance to steal the category. As tradition, we usually start with our look and listen. But today we are going to do our team theme huddle. Questions here to start the lightning round. The team theme huddle is I will ask 2 questions and the teams are allowed to converse. The first team captain to ring in and give both correct responses, their team will earn 2 points. Once again, both questions must be answered correctly before the points can be awarded. If either question is missed or both are missed, the other team will get a chance to steal. So here we go, both teams. The category is winds, like as in blowing. The first question, what term is given to the wind direction most observed during a period of time? Question 2, what name is given to the winds that enabled European explorers to travel to the West Indies? Brian.
Prevailing winds and trade winds.
Those are both correct, and you have earned 2 points for Shawnee Mission North. As we continue with the lightning round, questions are now going to be placed on the floor for either team to answer. So both teams, hands on buzzers. The category is geography, history in geography. The Phoenicians became famous as sea traders about 1000 BC. Did they settle on the northern, southern, eastern, or western Mediterranean shores? Brian?
Northern.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Huskies, chance to steal this geography and history question. The Phoenicians became famous as sea traders about 1000 BC. Did they settle on the northern, southern, eastern, or western Mediterranean shores? Aksha?
Western.
Sorry, it's eastern. Both teams, musicals is the category. What tribal love rock musical is based on the sexual revolution of the 60s? I think that's Brian. Yeah, Brian.
Chicago.
It is not Chicago. Huskies, chance to steal this musicals category. What American tribal? Declan.
Hair.
It is hair. Nice. Vocabulary for both teams. Does censure, C-E-N-S-U-R-E, mean the opposite of sting, laud, diminish, infer? Brian?
Laud.
Laud is correct. Literature. What is the talismanic word, and only one word, given in the Arabian Nights, which would open or shut the cave? Sesame. Yeah, it's right on the tip of your brains when you... All right, here we go. Science. Electricity is the category. What is it called when the path of very low resistance in an electrical circuit is opened, usually by accident? Brian?
Short circuit.
It is a short circuit. And that correct response gives you a little bit of lead here. Shawnee Mission North 11, Blue Valley Northwest 6. General knowledge for both teams. What successful no-frills airline is headquartered at Love Field in Dallas? Brian?
Southwest.
It is Southwest. Government and economics for both teams. What type of goods are items used in the creation of other goods? Example, machinery, trucks, equipment. What are these called? Brian?
Raw materials.
I cannot accept raw materials. Huskies, you have a chance to steal this government and economics question. What type of goods are items used in the creation of other goods? Examples, machinery, trucks, and equipment are what kind of goods? Aksha?
Production goods.
Capital goods. Ancient history for both teams. The ruins of an ancient Dead Sea settlement produced the Dead Sea Scrolls, one of the most exciting discoveries of the 20th century. What is the name of that settlement? Brian?
Mesopotamia.
It is not Mesopotamia. Huskies, chance to steal this ancient history category. The ruins of an ancient Dead Sea settlement produced the Dead Sea Scrolls, one of the most exciting discoveries of the 20th century. What is the name of that settlement? Declan?
Jerusalem.
It's not Jerusalem. It's Qumran. Geography for both teams. What country is immediately south of the region where Kazakhstan, Siberia, and Mongolia practically meet? Cass.
Russia?
Is not Russia. Oh, sorry, we gotta clear it up. North, you do have a chance to steal this category of geography. What country is immediately south of the region where Kazakhstan, Siberia, and Mongolia practically meet? Brian?
China.
It is China. U.S. history for both teams. The FBI first blanketed post offices across the country with what 1950 gimmick? Eva?
War of the Worlds?
Not War of the Worlds. North, you have a chance to steal this U.S. history. The FBI first blanketed post offices across the country with what gimmick in 1950? Brian?
FBI's most wanted list.
The most wanted list is exactly right. Science, chemistry for both teams. Elements with their electron shells filled are classified as what? Brian?
Noble gases.
Those are noble gases. Literature for both teams. Which historic novel features the Duke of Buckingham, Louis VIII, and Cardinal Richelieu? Cass?
Jane Eyre.
It is not Jane Eyre. Indians. Which historical novel features the Duke of Buckingham, Louis VIII, and Cardinal Richelieu? Brian?
The Count of Monte Cristo.
You're close. It's the Three Musketeers. Three Musketeers. You still have a bit of a lead here with Blue Valley Northwest 6 and Shawnee Mission North 15. Government and economics. Which amendment protects religious freedom? Brian?
The first.
It is the first. Spelling is the next category. It is the state of carefully noticing problems or signs of danger. How do you spell vigilance? Thomas?
Vigilance.
That is correct. Music for both teams. What four musical instruments make up the brass section of Thomas?
Trumpet, trombone, euphonium, and tuba.
Those are the four, yep. Euphonium type of horn. Science, physics for both teams. Which liquid, this is a multiple choice, which liquid has the highest viscosity? Is it water, orange juice, maple syrup, coffee? Cass?
Water.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. North, chance to steal this science and physics question. Brian?
Maple syrup.
It's maple syrup. Mathematics for both teams. It's a fairly long question. Please pay attention. The first 5 palindromic primes are 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Actually, these numbers are also the first 5 prime numbers. What is the next palindromic prime number in that series? Akshay.
17.
It's not 17. North, chance to steal this mathematics question. The first palindromic primes are 2, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Actually, these numbers are also the first 5 prime numbers. Brian B.
101.
101 is correct. It is a palindrome. Science, chemistry for both teams. Give me the correct formula for the compound potassium hydroxide. Declan.
KOH.
KOH, exactly right. Shakespeare for both teams. It starts off with a quote. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. In what play? Cass?
Othello.
It's not Othello. North, you have a chance to steal. Brian?
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar. Sports and games for both teams. Which Jamaican sprinter won gold medals in the war? Brian?
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt. Don't know many other Jamaican sprinters. Geography, museums is the category. Locate the city of this museum, the Field Museum of Natural History. Brian?
Chicago.
It is in Chicago. Opened up a little bit more of a lead here with a score of 23 to Blue Valley Northwest 7. Current events for both teams. 60 Minutes aired an interview with the president of which Middle Eastern? Brian?
Egypt.
It is Egypt. World geography, resources is the next category. One Canadian province produces more maple syrup, which is highly viscous from what I hear, more maple syrup annually than is produced in the entire United States. Name that province. Thomas?
Ontario.
It is not Ontario. Northwest, you have a chance to steal this world geography question. Declan?
Quebec.
It is Quebec. World history for both teams. Who was Ptolemy VIII's famous wife? It was Cleopatra. Cleopatra. Oh, that's who that was. Military history for both teams. Identify the longest war in history. Brian?
It's the 100 Years' War.
100 Years' War. Fine arts for both teams. What is the main visual element in Impressionist paintings? Was it color, line, shape, or pattern? Declan?
Pattern.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Indians, chance to steal fine arts question. Brian?
Line.
It's actually color. Color. Science, biology for both teams. What are the only, we'll finish the question. What are the only living things not composed of cells? Akshay.
Bacteria.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. North, you have a chance to steal this. Braden?
Viruses.
Viruses is what we're looking for. And with that correct response, you have a final score here of Shawnee Mission North 26 and Blue Valley Northwest 8. Please join us again next time here on Categories as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.